Look at that castle. We have walked past here many times, but we have never seen that castle before. It looks just like the castle I saw in my horrible dream. Whew! No wonder the town couldn't get anybody else to do the job and had to pay twice as much money to do it. On a night like this, even I am scared. A cemetery guard's job is not easy, especially when the last two men who had the job were killed. They had tiny holes in their necks. All the blood was gone from their bodies. Working at the cemetery is even harder when the whole town is scared because of those unusual deaths, and because people had seen a big bat near the graves. Sometime later, a young college student named Dan heard some sounds coming from the door of the guard's house. Something or someone is hitting the door. So strange. Now they're trying to use the doorknob. Who is it? No answer. They couldn't hear with that heavy rain outside. Probably some poor person who wants to get out of the rain. What? Stop. Don't try to fight me. I will satisfy my hunger even if I have to kill you. It's too strong. I'm weak compared to this. Ugh. Before Dan fainted, the monster released him, stopped attacking, and went towards the door. No, I made a mistake. Not you. You can't be one of my victims. After the monster left, these scratches on my face and neck. I didn't dream it. The monster is real. But it wasn't supernatural. Not a vampire. Vampires don't exist. And I won't be scared away from this job. I need the money to go back to college next year. In the morning, the sun made Dan feel so much better. He didn't tell anyone what happened back in town. Did anything happen at the cemetery last night, Dan? No, nothing happened. Outside town, Dan visited Anne Sloan, his girlfriend. Anne is going to be surprised when I tell her about my new job. I hope she won't be angry. She hasn't been herself the last few days. I'm glad you're okay this morning, Dan. I just heard about your job. You need to quit. No, honey, I can't give up $400 a month. I can take care of myself. That's what the other men thought too. Then they were killed. I won't let you keep that job. You must give it up. And I can't. I need that money. Their fight was short but serious. Dan wouldn't say he would give up the job, so Anne told him to leave the house. If you go back to that evil place again, I won't marry you. It's better not to argue when she's so angry. That night, I'm back to work. If that monster comes back, I'll be ready for it. I'll surprise it at the gate. I've been here for hours. I'm tired. Wait, I hear something by the cemetery gate. It came back, but tonight it didn't go near the house. It seems to be watching and waiting for something. Then, before Dan's scared eyes, finally, I have waited long enough. I will not be hungry tonight. What? I can't shoot or I might hit the man too. Stop. Leave him alone. Oh! Shoot that thing. Don't let it escape. It tried to... I don't understand. Nothing should be able to survive that shot. There it goes. You go to the doctor. I will go after it. It disappeared around here. I wonder about the shot. They say vampires can't be killed by guns. What's this? Here lies Mrs. Dorothy Sloan, R.I.P., 1902 to 1933. As he stood by the recently robbed grave of his girlfriend's mother, Dan remembered their bad family history. She came from a family with vampire blood. They had a curse. Every third generation, a child would become a vampire. On the child's arm, there would be a mark in the shape of a bat. Anne's twin sister, Lydia, has that mark and is in the hospital for crazy people. After the twins were born, Mrs. Sloane went crazy and burned down their home. She and her husband died, but Anne and Lydia were okay. I better cover the grave. Even though Anne wasn't the one born with the vampire mark, some people might cause trouble for her. No wonder Anne's been so upset about all this talk about vampires and the deaths. I hear someone coming. Because of the Sloane family history, we want to check Mrs. Sloane's grave. If her dead body is missing, we'll know she's the vampire. How about the twin daughters, Lydia and Anne? Don't say that. Lydia was the one born with the mark, and she is safely away at the hospital for crazy people. As for the grave, I saved you the trouble. I've just opened the coffin, and her dead body is still there. Anne's mother is not the vampire. I still think the monster has a connection with that family. Let's go, men. They've gone. But I will stay here for the rest of the night, just in case there is a connection between the vampire and the opened grave. Before morning, the vampire came. It's returned, and it's angry that the grave has been covered. Now is my chance to catch it. Stop, let me go. No matter what happens, I'm going to hold you until morning. You are only strong at night. When the sun comes up, you'll be helpless. Then the sun came up. The vampire is gone. It turned into a tiny bat. Now I'll never catch it. Later that morning, Dan visited Anne Sloane. Nobody's answering. She usually has breakfast around this time. She must be here. Dan entered the quiet house and walked upstairs. I have no right to search Anne's house, but I think something is wrong. Let's see what's in this place. Whoa! The ring on the skeleton's finger has Anne's mother's name. These must be her bones, robbed from the grave. The bat's flying away. Dan ran after the bat. He was sure that it was the same one he saw in the cemetery. That bat flew in here, into Anne's room. Anne? Yes. Stop there. Don't move, honey. Look into my eyes, and I'll tell you the whole story. Keep looking into my eyes. I have the vampire blood, not my twin sister. Under the vampire's spell, Dan was confused and could not move. My twin Lydia got the bat mark, but I have the thirst for blood. Just as the curse says, my thirst started a few days ago on my 18th birthday. I tried to remove the curse by removing my mother's bones from her grave, but it didn't work. There is only one other cure. You must marry me, Dan, dear. It will break the curse and make me normal again. As the young couple left the house, there's the Sloane girl. Look at her. She's the one. I knew after we went back to open the grave and we found it empty that Anne Sloane is the vampire. Those swords and snake grass, I can't stand them. Don't let them catch me, Dan. Still under the vampire's spell, Dan tried to protect her, but he failed. The grass made her weak. This sword that was dipped in holy water will kill her forever. Eee! After the vampire's death, the spell stopped working on Dan. He looked down at the body. He thought she was his girlfriend until... Anne! You are Anne, not this monster. That's my twin sister, Lydia. She came here 4 days ago and locked me up. The men from town just released me. Quickly, Anne explained that it was Lydia that Dan had been seeing for the past few days. The hospital sent a message saying that Lydia died on her 18th birthday and her body had disappeared. If you had married Lydia, she would have made you a vampire too. We will leave this bad town, Anne, get married, and never mention any of these things that happened again. The end.